The eCom Q4 Summit was created to prove that any seller can experience a highly profitable fourth quarter with access to the right tips, strategies, and techniques. There's no need to struggle trying to figure out what to sell, where to find it, or how much to list it for. The summit covers everything from sourcing to listing to marketing and streamlining your operations. It doesn't matter if you're selling on one platform or multiple platforms like Amazon, eBay, Shopify, Walmart. And it doesn't matter if you're a new seller or an experienced seller. The information in the summit will help you get sale after sale after sale after sale during the busiest shopping season of the year, if you take massive action. So welcome to the eCom Q4 Summit. Hello, this is Nicole Whitlock with the eCom Q4 Summit, and today's key feature speaker is Claude Kerr. Now, Claude is part of the eCom Sellers Leadership. He is one of our trainers. We value his input and his contribution to serving and supporting those that are on the e-commerce journey, and we're glad that he's one of our speakers. So I am going to turn the floor over to Claude and allow him the opportunity to talk about the amazing content that he's going to be sharing during the summit. Thanks so much, Claude. The floor is yours.
Thanks, Nicole. It's real quick, a little bit about myself. I have been on eBay and Amazon since about 2014. And then I was a firefighter for over 30 years and ex-military. But I got into eBay and then Amazon and a couple other platforms. But then Facebook Marketplace came around. And I got really excited because I know the audience that Facebook brings. And I know I've heard Nicole talk about, what one person looks at and what another person looks at, is totally different. And what they're actually advertising to them. So that's the beauty of, Facebook Marketplace. And from what I have found, more and more people are trusting Facebook Marketplace now. The sellers now have been on there a while, like me, since last year. I'm coming to close to about 70 ratings. I've had people put some comments and stuff. They see I'm a 5-star seller. I work very hard, to get to that point with shipping and everything. And I just kind of feel like, with all the changes that they're making, it's an exciting time for Facebook Marketplace. And especially with Q4, because I know last year when I talked to Nicole, it was bananas on Q4 with Facebook Marketplace. I could barely keep up. I thought Amazon, I'm always busy with Amazon too, because I do that. But I started kind of transitioning into this platform, and Q4 went bonkers. I had local sales. I had sales online, and it really, yes, it slowed down a little bit because of the summer, but it's still been very busy. I think I'm at almost maybe 300 shipped items now, and just every day, bringing in sales, learning more and more about the platform. So today, what I'm going to talk about is I'm going to go through a few slides, and then we're going to kind of dissect a listing, and I'm going to show you guys some good ways to get eyeballs for free on your listing. Now, they do have paid if you want to do that, but we'll get into that a little bit later. So let's go ahead, and we're going to look at some slides here.
Okay.
Now, first thing we're going to talk about is the fees for Facebook Marketplace. The fee is 5%. Crazy. That is so good. That gets you your ROI, rate of return, investment is going to be higher, because we know that eBay is 13%, Mercari 10%, and guess what? I don't even want to talk about Amazon because who knows? I'm not sure even what their percentage is anymore. But one of the things that I looked at is, like, if you're buying something, let's say your item, I put put item cost, but say you're selling the item for $20 and the shipping cost is $5. Now, you can pay for the shipping, or you can make the customer pay, but your fee is only $1.25, because what they do is they actually take the 20 and the 5 and they add it together, and that's your fee. So that would be, $1.25 for that item, which is nothing. So if you're getting the buyer to pay the shipping, now your rate of investment just went up even higher on that item. So if you bought that item for, let's say, $1 or $2, I mean, that is a nice rate of return. That if you're looking at eBay, you're talking maybe closer to $2.50 or $3. And that adds up, when you're consistently getting sales, that really adds up over time, over the year. It might not seem like much, 50 cents here, $1 there, $1.25, but when you're shipping out items every day, that really impacts, your bottom line at the end. Now, there is no selling fees for the items that you're picked up locally. So I do some local sales. I don't do a lot. I know some people are a little more with COVID and everything. They're not quite, sure that you don't have to do local pickup. You also can do porch pickup, where you can arrange that through the listing, and people can just come by and pick it up, and then you have it's kind of you don't have to contact with anybody. But I know at Q4 last year, I had a lot of sales that were local. So, just had a meeting place, daytime. I met with the person, and, always cash. One of the things is I always made sure that I had some change, because sometimes somebody might say, oh, well, I only have this, I have another 10 or whatever. I don't have change. So just make sure, you have the change and everything. But local sales could be something, especially when you sell bigger items that are hard to ship. That might be something that might work better with these larger items. I mean, I've seen people sell, all sorts of different things on there. But during Christmas, people want the items right away. Got to have those toys for the kids. And if they can't find them in the stores, and, you've been sourcing all year like I do, then, you are the one and only. And, you're going to get a lot of people inquiring. So, you got anything to add to that, Nicole?
Well, the only thing that I would add is that, when, like you said at the beginning, when you look at the fee structure for the different platforms, and I know he said he's not really sure what Amazon's fees are. Well, the irony is that the fees for Amazon have the percentage of what they charge for every little thing, not just your listing, but every little thing that they add to it. That calculation, and what we use to calculate for every little thing, what they charge for storage, what they charge for this, what they charge for that, like, it has changed over the years. They do have a flat fee, you create a listing. And if you're doing FBA, there's a flat fee on that. But there's all these other fees when you actually look at your reports. So you see these additional fees. And so the one thing about Facebook Marketplace, if you're trying to maximize your ROI, the opportunity is just endless. Especially with the fact, like he said at the beginning, like, you have to understand, Facebook is good at targeting audiences. It has all these dedicated audiences already. Where do these dedicated audiences come from already? The Facebook groups. You have Facebook groups with moms with little kids. You have Facebook groups with moms with teenage kids, or dads with teenage kids. You have singles Facebook groups. You have Facebook groups for gardeners. You have Facebook groups for people who love small pets, small dogs. You have Facebook groups for people who like to craft. There are all these Facebook groups. So they already know a bunch of stuff about the people that are on on Facebook. And so if there are people that are on Facebook that have never joined a Facebook group, that's fine. Maybe they just will never join a Facebook group. But if they joined at least one Facebook group, they automatically have some additional information about that person, because that person is in a Facebook group. And so now They know a little bit about the Facebook group. They know a little bit about the audience for the Facebook group. So then they can find other people that look like that same person and, target them for different things. So if you get really good at creating your listings and you have great keywords in your listing, it is game over. And so when I look at how much money am I spending in fees per platform, I'm going to spend the most money on Amazon. And yes, Amazon is king. We already know that. It's a beast. But there are a lot of people that are looking for opportunities. And if they're already hanging out on Facebook Marketplace, they're already hanging out on Facebook. And they happen to go to Facebook Marketplace based on what they've been searching, looking at, liking, pausing on, looking at videos. They know what to put in front of that person at that time. So on Amazon, there are some things that they can potentially pick up on, but it's basically based off of what you type in the search engine. And that's the two differences. Whatever you do in Facebook, they already have some historical data on your movement around Facebook. So they know what to put in front of you. When it comes to Amazon, they don't have all of that movement activity. If you're doing PPC, that's a different story. But if you're just talking about organic, they are waiting for you to type something in the search box to determine what to put in front of you. So if I type in bicycle helmet and you type in bicycle helmet and Claude types in bicycle helmet, we're all going to see the same thing. But if I'm on Facebook and I happen to be looking at different things, they're going to potentially show me a variety of things that are maybe bike related, and something is going to resonate with me. And they're going to do that naturally because of my chat frequency, my like frequency, my pausing frequency, the Facebook groups that I'm in. Like, they know more stuff about me. So I love that opportunity to potentially get more organic sales naturally on Facebook Marketplace than you do on Amazon because of that. So you might find the right person to purchase that one right thing much faster on Facebook Marketplace than you do on Amazon. And that is a win-win for you. So think about that for this Q4. What are you looking at your fees and how much are you coming out of pocket? And then what is the difference between what I can do on Facebook versus what I can do on Amazon? Amazon is still king. Yes, they have a variety of different products. But again, Amazon is relying on you. All of us see the same page when we start off, when we go to Amazon.com. We all see the same page. When we go to Facebook Marketplace, we do not all see the same page. And that is good to know. So go ahead, keep going. Sorry.
Okay. So what can you sell? New and used items. And so I just put some of the examples here. I mean, we have laptops, television, home goods, pet supplies, baby items, yard sale item, or yard tools, video games. That's a big one. Everybody's looking for video games. Jewelry, collectibles, toys. I mean, toys, of course, that's, what Q4 is all about, seems like. But anything that you can think of that, I mean, I know Nicole and I have talked a lot about this, is just finding things around your house. And you'd be surprised how many things you didn't even use. You didn't even know it was new in the package. And, you can put it up on Facebook Marketplace. And I'm finding a lot of people. I mean, I've even I started looking for a lawnmower the other day. I know somebody else that I know was looking for some furniture, and, of course, those are kind of local sales, but I'm actually finding myself more and more going to Facebook Marketplace myself to find items that people are selling, because compared to eBay and Amazon, sometimes you can find the items a little cheaper on Facebook Marketplace. Maybe that's because the fees are lower. I'm not exactly sure of that one, but it is a place I think that more and more people will start gravitating to, because and to sell on, just because of the magnitude. Because on Amazon, you are restricted so much when you first get on there. eBay, you're a little bit restricted on there too. You do have more freedom than Amazon, but on Facebook Marketplace, it is wide open. But in a second, I'm going to show you a slide, and I believe it's on here, is that what you can't sell. Anything you need to add, Nicole?
No, I just think that you don't have to necessarily limit yourself on the opportunities of things that you can sell. And so, as we go into Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and all the other holidays around it, like there's going to be people that are interested in things for Veterans Day that's coming up. You have people that are going to be interested in things for, there's the every day is a holiday. So whatever that happens to be. October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So, selling those things on Facebook Marketplace, taking that opportunity to sell those types of products, finding that audience. And the other thing is, like, you have print on demand opportunities that you can list things on Facebook Marketplace, and also creating Facebook shops. Like if you have a niche, if you got wholesale accounts established, there's an opportunity there. So you don't limit yourself on what the possibilities are for Facebook Marketplace, because people are looking for things for their homes. They're looking for things for their kids, but they're also looking for things that are specific to upcoming holidays or traditions that they hold dear, or events. The Olympics are happening right about now, and so there's going to be a lot of people that are going to be interested in things that may be associated with Olympic watch parties. So don't limit what your thoughts are on what you could potentially sell on Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah, Nicole and I have been already probably planning for Halloween all the way back in April, May. Already looking for stuff.
Yeah, back in April.
We're always that far ahead. Anyways, okay, so what can't be sold? Not a real item, anything that isn't a physical product for sale. For example, in search of posts, lost, found posts, jokes or news aren't allowed. Services, can't do selling services. Example, like house cleaning, that's not allowed. They will ding you for description and photo, if they don't match, because they go through a process of, once you hit your listing, when you try to get it live, it's got to go through a process of them checking it to make sure everything matches and there's nothing in there that shouldn't be. You can't sell animals. That's a no-no. And probably the biggest thing, and I don't know if they're going to change this, is you can't sell healthcare items. Nothing. Anything that you try, they will nix it, and they will tell you can't do it. Before and after pictures, just anything that is not related to items like household items and stuff. They're really, like I said, it goes through a pending process, and once it goes through that pending process, they're either going to say it's active, or they're going to send you a message saying, no, there's something in here that we don't like, or you can't sell, you're not supposed to sell that. So they'll let you know. But like I said, no healthcare. All right. I threw this in there, finding products around the house. It's a good way, especially if this is like your first kind of platform to sell on, or maybe you did a little bit of eBay, but you want to kind of get your feet wet here. Find stuff around your house. I mean, there's shoes that you could sell, maybe old video games. And let me just give you an example. My son had GameCube, and he didn't have the actual unit anymore, so he just had, I think he had like 3 games, and he had a controller. One of the video games he sold for $93 on Facebook Marketplace. Actually, he sold, I think, out of the 4 items, he sold 3 on Facebook Marketplace and 1 on eBay. But that one old video game was, and it went quick. So when you look at something like, he sold it for $93, 5% of that is nothing. It's not even $5. Where on Amazon or on eBay, you'd be at whatever, over $10. So those are the kind of things that I know it works and it sells. I think between everything, he had a couple other games that weren't as popular, but I think when he was finished, I think I was sending him, I don't know, probably something like $130, and he sold 4 items, and that was after the fees. So, I know it works. I've sold tons of items on there. I sold, like I said, a lot of toys on there, but you can find maybe some old Barbies or something, that you can put up there. Things like that. You just never know what is going to sell. What is it you say, Nicole? They can't see what you don't post.
Yeah, people cannot buy what they cannot find.
Right.
So if they cannot find it, then they can't buy it. And here's the deal: you're going into quarter 4, so you got at least a month. I always encourage people to get comfortable with the new platform. So learn about Facebook Marketplace. This is your window to learn it, to get better at it, to scale it. To understand some of the nuances of it. It's not an overly complicated platform to list on. Mm-hmm. It's not an overly complicated platform to sell on or to get paid from. There's some things you need to know about getting paid. There's some things you need to know about listing, but it's not overly complicated. There's not 9,000 rules that you have to keep in mind. So if you're looking to get some more exposure, more eyeballs on your listings, Facebook Marketplace is a great opportunity for that. If you're new to Facebook Marketplace, if you're new to selling, online, like you're new to everything, then Facebook Marketplace is a good way to get your feet wet, just starting the process of learning what it takes to be a seller, what it takes to be a successful seller, what's involved in being a seller. So it's a good place to get your feet wet and not have to be overly stressed about it. And then you can gradually start the process of adding in another platform. If you're already selling like on eBay or Amazon or some of these other platforms, then this is just a complement to what you're already doing. If you are selling on those platforms, then you can cross-list your items onto this platform. So start with step 1. Find some stuff around your house so you can just list it. Stuff you haven't touched in a while, been sitting there, got dust on it. And begin the process of listing things. Try to list things that are shippable, meaning don't be trying to don't list a treadmill and go, yeah, I can't want to ship this. I want to see what's involved. No, let's just try to find some smaller things that you can sell around the house. List a coffee mug that's got some kind of funny saying on it. Maybe you've got some peanuts, Charles Schulz peanuts, Halloween, like a coffee mug, let's just hypothetically. And so coffee mug, that's a Halloween coffee mug. You list that on Facebook Marketplace right now. Take a really good picture, white background, and list it. And let's just see what happens. What's it going to take to ship this coffee mug off to somebody who buys it? Because they're going to put it right in front of somebody that's probably liked a bunch of Peanuts related posts, and or maybe is already in a Peanuts Facebook group, hint, 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 and or somebody that's a huge fan of Charles Schulz, or somebody that really likes Halloween. So look at all of those things that I just listed. I listed 4 or 5 different groups just in rattling off about this coffee mug that Facebook already knows about these people, and they're going to go ahead and put it in front of them. And so list it. Let's see what happens so you can learn, okay, this is how I list. Okay, this is how my pictures come out. Okay, this is how I got notified that somebody bought it. This is how I do the shipping. Just kind of get familiar with it, because this is your window. You've got at least, 5 weeks, 4 weeks before, but more than that, sorry. You got 8 weeks before Q4 starts, which is October the 1st. I always start Q4 September 1. So in my mind, Q4 starts in September 1. I just have to automatically plug it into my brain and just stay there. But in any case, you have 8 weeks to master Facebook Marketplace while simultaneously selling on your other platforms. Use it as an opportunity to get more traction and traffic to your existing listings. Use it as a strategy to scale your business for Q4 so that you can move your inventory faster. Because again, they already know who those people are that are looking for your product. If you do a really good job with the keywords and the titles, and name your images, don't forget to do that.
Mhm.
So find some stuff, get started, get your feet wet, see what it takes, and then move on from there. Like, okay, let's scale this a little bit more. And you will find that you're probably getting more sales, especially if you're a person that's thinking about exiting the Amazon world, meaning I am tired of fighting with Amazon. I'm going to move on with life. So if you moved on to Walmart or you moved on to eBay, or maybe you're doing Shopify, just fold in a little bit of Facebook Marketplace into your existing strategy for Q4. If you haven't developed a Q4 strategy, start it now and then see what happens when you incorporate Facebook Marketplace into your strategy. What happens with your business? But first, just get your feet wet and start to understand the platform and understand what you can do on it and what information it gives back to you, because information is beneficial. And one last tip: if something is already moving on Amazon, if it's ranked well, so you can still use Amazon as the source of your data collection, your information collection. Okay, use Amazon as your source. Go look at what the ranks of things are, even if you don't plan on selling on Amazon. If the rank is low, the number is really low, then that means that item is moving like crazy. So what does that mean for you? You can take that information that you got free from Amazon and go list products on Facebook Marketplace who are looking for those things. Don't copy the titles, because that's not going to benefit you to that extent. There might be some aspects of the title that's helpful, but don't copy the title. And make sure you don't get into a situation where you're copying somebody's image directly. There may be other ways to grab the image or do different things to get the image, but make sure that you don't get yourself into a copyright situation. Don't grab the entire description, but use that as a basis. So if you're seeing, when you do organic searches on Amazon for the Peanuts Charles Schultz coffee mug, that's a Halloween coffee mug, and you do a search and you see a bunch of coffee mugs come up organically and the ranks on them are crazy, then you have to know that it's going to move on Facebook Marketplace as well, meaning people are going to buy it because it's already moving on Amazon. Hopefully that makes sense.
Yeah, and one last thing on this slide is, another one man's trash is another man's treasure. And just because you think that, something is like, that's not worth anything. And I'll give you a quick example. Is I had a pair of, it was like MMA gloves and some pads. And I'm like, I'm just going to throw these in the garage sale I have. And somebody told me, they said, no, just put it up on Facebook Marketplace. I'm like, I don't know who would want this. Which all the selling that I've done, I should have never thought that way. So, and they were in good shape. Sold them in less than a week and made some decent money on them. So I learned my lesson that just because I think, or you may think something is worthless, that doesn't mean somebody else doesn't think. They may not think that way. They may say, I have been looking for that, and now I found it, and they'll pay up. Okay, so let's talk about driving traffic to your listings. So Nicole already kind of mentioned some of this, but perform good keyword research. Whether you're do that on Amazon or eBay. On eBay, I know you can, you put a few words up there and you can see like how many searches on eBay there is. You could do that for Amazon. Just using them as kind of a template of, is something performing well, that keyword performing well, or keywords. That is so vital to driving traffic to your listing, is the keywords. I can't say that enough, because without the correct keywords, nobody is going to be searching for some things that you're putting in there. So I guess you have to think like a buyer and not a seller, is what the training that I've had is. you have to kind of put yourself in like, what would I search for when looking at this? Like if I needed to find it, what would I search? And when you start to understand that and start to put the keywords in there and search terms, search terms to find them, that's when you're going to see, some sales go up. So you can send your listing URLs to, it's called Pingler and Ping Farm, which is, it creates backlinks to your listing, or whether it's on Facebook or whatever. You're just taking your URL, whether it be, whatever listing or store or whatever, and you can put it in that, and it'll create the backlinks, and it actually drives some traffic to your listings. And I know that it works. And I'll show it to you in a second. You can share or promote the listing on Pinterest. Really big. I know it works because I've watched eBay when I sell, that I've created a lot of Pinterest boards that are related to my product. So I will take the link and put it in Pinterest, or put it into that, that whatever the niche is or whatever you're doing. And I can watch eBay, and I can watch the views go up very quickly. So I know I know it works, because Pinterest, what are they doing? They're searching for keywords, searching for terms and stuff, or your product. They're just finding those keywords. They're typing in maybe 2 or 3 words, and they're looking. So that's another way. Of course, social media. That is another big one. You can share or promote the listings on other platforms using tools like List Perfectly. I know Nicole, I don't know. Nicole, do you use List Perfectly?
Yes, I have a VA. She's in India. And so she's working on bulk listings with eBay, and then taking those bulk listings and pushing them through List Perfectly to, again, get more traffic on other platforms.
Yeah, because List Perfectly, when you're starting out, you're not, we don't want you to go out and start paying for all this stuff, because List Perfectly, is a paid service, and it can throw your listing on multiple platforms. And that sounds good, but you don't want to, especially if you're just starting out, is pay for that money and try to recoup it, right away. Like Nicole says, just kind of, especially if you're just getting started on Facebook Marketplaces, to kind of understand what you need to do on there first, master that platform, and then go from there. You can share your listing if you have an email list. That's another way. She already talked about this. Share or promote your listing in Facebook groups, or create your own Facebook group. I've watched people do this, and they create their own Facebook group, and they integrate the things that they're doing in that Facebook group, whether they're selling something, or they're somehow driving traffic to whatever they're doing. So that's another way. Now, this is a change. I should have taken this off here, but hashtags. Facebook Marketplace and the listing has taken that down. They don't use the hashtags anymore. So I don't know why, but they took that out of there. You used to be able to put like 20 different terms. Like if you were selling a coffee mug, you could put funny coffee mug. You could put, coffee mug, all these different little terms people might be looking for. So they took that out of there. I'm not sure why. You have page insights that you can look at, so you can kind of see if you're actually getting views and on your whatever your listing is, and that goes back again to understanding how the platform works and how to look at everything. You can promote your listings and products using Facebook shops. They have that where you can go in and create your own shop if you want to. You can create Facebook ads. Of course, that's going to cost you. So you have to look at, if you're selling an item for $10, do you want to spend $3 or $4 to try to sell it? No, but maybe if you have a item that's higher priced, you want to drive some traffic toward it, especially if you have multiple quantities or something. Okay, you want to spend a few bucks, yes. But at first, I would not recommend that. I do not use Facebook ads. I don't really need to. And then always think about the best time to post, which is like I have Saturday and Sunday, but Friday, Saturday, Sunday are always, of course, the busiest days for people, and probably after about 8 o'clock at night. But Saturday and Sunday seem to be the best time. I know that's when I see an increase in my through all my platforms that I'm on, but I see an increase come about Friday night. And then another thing is, Nicole said, name your images and make sure, because when you're doing it and you're not naming them, it just helps in the search. You can't just put them up there. Like, so if you're selling like she said, like a Halloween mug, you want to name it, Halloween mug or, whatever, Halloween, however you want to put it. But again, more search terms that people might be looking for is how you want to name your products or your listings, your pictures.
Yeah. So the other thing I wanted to add to that, and can you click on that little hide button that's on the screen sharing right now so we can see this full sentence, because it covers it. There's a hide. You see that little blue hide where it says,
oh, sorry.
Yeah. Okay. That's okay. So the reason why you want to name your images, I don't know if you've been paying attention, but Google image search is continuing to grow. Google image search has been growing steadily since I started selling. And I started selling unofficially in 2008, officially in 2014. And there's a whole backstory as to why it's unofficial. But anyway, I started selling online around that window. And with the fact that people are doing image searches for different things, if somebody is looking for a Halloween mug, a Peanuts Halloween mug, and you name your coffee mug Peanuts _ Halloween _ coffee _ mug, they're going to find it. If they just type in the words Peanuts Halloween, mug, or Peanuts Halloween coffee mug, they will find your listing automatically, because of the fact that not only you did a pretty decent job with the listing itself. Again, you may want to put some other things in the title and also the description, but you named the image exactly what they're looking for. Okay. So if you name the image exactly what they're looking for, then they're going to find it much faster. It'll come up in the Google searches automatically. It'll also, if they happen to be on Facebook Marketplace and searching, it'll come up there as well. So image search, naming the image search either with underscores or dashes is beneficial or helpful to your listing and to getting more traffic and more organic views on your listing.
Okay. Tips on listing items. Find a popular item that is selling. Now, she talked about that. If you see it on eBay or on Amazon selling fast, wow, that might be something you might want to think about, that it's going to sell, especially in toys, because you got to find, of course, we always know usually what's pop. We know Barbie will sell and things like that, but every year there's toys that just kind of sell better than others. Now this is the new popular toy that this kid has to have, and so every year it changes a little bit, but a lot of it stays the same. I could name off a few of items that every year it never changes. It sells. Every time I find it, I don't care what the year is. I find it and I save it for Q4. And when Q4 rolls around, it's popular again and it sells. So, but if you've been selling for a while, you'll start to understand that, and you know what to look for. But so we also talk about, create a keyword rich title. We talked about that. You can use, there's some title builder tools out there that are free. Use good pictures. Boy, Nicole and I can't tell you, pictures make the listing, because when you shop, most people are looking at the pictures. If you think that they're going to read some long, drawn out thing that you put for what the item is, it's not going to happen. They're looking at those pictures. First of all, you have to have the quality of pictures, and you have to have a lot of them. People like a lot of pictures, especially on used items, because they want to see if there's any wear or anything like that. And it's no different whether you're on Facebook Marketplace or anything else. I've invested a little bit of money into, a box where I can take a lot of my smaller stuff, and it takes great pictures. So that's something to think about. And I know Nicole will agree with the quality, the quantity, and also naming your pictures. That will go a long way to help you make sales. Yes, you want to make a great description and you give details, and put pertinent stuff that people might be asking questions, so you're not getting a lot of questions, but you don't have to write a novel. Good tags for your item that will drive traffic. Like I said, Facebook Marketplace unfortunately has taken that out. Price the item competitively. Don't think you're going to make $1 million and you need to go way over, but look at what the market is selling for. You can look at Amazon, you can look at eBay, you can go to Facebook Marketplace and you can type in, and you can find kind of what it's selling for. Now, I can tell you that I do not look a lot at Facebook Marketplace. I kind of go by feeling, and then also by the other platforms. And I've actually I sell certain things higher than I know other people do, but I still get sales. But that comes from, I think, good titles, good pictures, and getting unique items. That's one thing I know that I kind of do is get some unique things that other people might not get. But it's that kind of fine line of taking, selling it for too much or selling it for too little. You sell it really quick and you go, oh man, should I have maybe not done that? Maybe I should have, made that a little bit higher. So just make sure you're competitive. Always know your shipping method and cost. Boy, that's a big one. Because this could make or break a sale for you. My suggestion, if you're just starting out, find things that are on Facebook Marketplace. You go from up to 8 ounces. It's $3.75. Whether you pay it or they pay it. Because if you start that way, now you don't have to have, big boxes. You don't have to, you can ship them into poly mailers and stuff like that. And especially things that you don't need to bubble wrap up and all this stuff. That is a really good way of kind of starting out with some lighter things. And then you can kind of, you can graduate and stuff. So, but unless you know about the shipping methods and stuff, which I'm going to show you that they take care of they take care of everything for you, and I'll show you how easy a listing is. Again, you can share your listing in groups locally and nationally. If you're shipping, you can do it for local groups. I went in and I started getting in all these local groups, whether it's a garage sale group or whether it's a, buy and sell groups and everything. And I just got in, I don't know, I must be up to probably at least 40 or 50 of them. And I keep adding them all the time.
Yeah, getting into groups can be helpful if you want to share different listings. So don't overlook that opportunity to join a couple of groups, especially if you have a niche, because then you'll be able to see some of those people. You'll be able to see some of the conversations that are being had in that particular group. And so I'll give you an example of, let's see, people that are new owners of puppies. So there's probably a distinct conversation that's happening with people that are new owners of puppies. And so, there's probably conversations around potty training and chewing up things and teaching them not to leave the yard and teaching them not to yelp all night or bark all night or whatever it is. So there's conversations and threads that are happening, people are having. And so you may find in that Facebook group, if that's one of your niches, that you'll find a problem that people are complaining about, talking about, looking for solutions about, and you may be able to go source and find the product that is that solution. So then you can sell it all day on Facebook Marketplace and many other platforms because of the fact that you took that approach to, trying to find products to sell, because that's always the question. People are like, I don't know what to sell. I don't know what to sell. I don't know what to sell. So you can go and listen to some of the stories of the pain points that people have in some of the Facebook groups and start down there and then move forward with that. I think the other thing you were talking about was some of the pricing. So, when you first start off, your shipping and your pricing, you may not know. So the ideas or suggestions that Claude gave you are good ones. But one of the things that I would say is, because shipping is something that's definitely learned over time, don't overlook the opportunity to use tools like Pirate Ship or something like that. Is if it's small, then in your mind, maybe break everything down by 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Like, okay, if it's small, I can probably ship it for $5 or less. You may end up finding some stuff that you ship for like $3 and all this other stuff. Then, okay, well, it's a little bit bigger than small. So I guess I'll put an estimated $10 on this just for the purposes of being able to, if I'm going to add the shipping cost into the list price, and I'll say, okay, this is a little bigger. So I know I can't put it in like a padded envelope. So I'll just slap $10 as far as my estimate is concerned. And if it ends up selling and the shipping is $12, I'll deal with it. Remember, weight matters, especially if you're not doing flat rate shipping. So weight does matter. The weight of the item that you're selling does matter. But if you're doing flat rate shipping, the weight of the item does not matter. It just matters about the size. Then if it's a little bit bigger than that, then maybe you go up to 20. So you just 5, 10, 15, 20 as a starting point. And then super big things like, you're not shipping a treadmill. If you're shipping a treadmill, you're definitely probably going to pay the cost of the treadmill along with the cost of the item. So it's not going to be cheap. But try to keep with things that are smaller, things that you can put in a smaller shopping cart at the grocery store. And if it's something that's smaller that you can put in a smaller shopping cart in the grocery store, then there's always going to be a flat rate box you can throw that thing into. And so even if the item is heavy, you can still throw it into a flat rate box and still not pay like $50 for it because it weighs a ton. So keep those strategies in mind and incorporate. In some cases, people like seeing free shipping, and some people don't care about seeing free shipping because they already know that it's folded into the price. So I think those are good ideas, and definitely add tags to your listings.
Okay. So we're going to jump over here. Can you see the Facebook?
I can see the Facebook.
Okay. All right. So this is an account I don't really use anymore. It's kind of what I started on, but I now have a total separate business account. So this is my account. I just got my dog up there, but one of the things is to make your picture in here. I know on my other one, I have a lot better picture of me and a nice background and, you know, a little more professional. And that will go a long way because people want to see who you are. And that's kind of my suggestion, is to make sure that your picture, you got a good one up here, and that they know that you're a real person. It's kind of hard when you just open an account. I've had my business account for a while, so it doesn't look like I just got on Facebook on that account. So one of the things when you come in and you're looking at Facebook Marketplace, they have your listings here, your shipping orders that you need to ship out. They'll give you your sales. There's a nice promotions tab, and
So can I add? I didn't know where you were going to next, but I do want to add something. If you're thinking about, sorry, we're going to come back to what he's talking about. I just want to add one quick thing. If you are thinking about selling on Facebook Marketplace, start the process now. Don't wait until just before Q4 to start the process, especially if you have a newer Facebook Marketplace account. A newer Facebook account. Because that could potentially impact the sales. They don't know enough about you. Facebook doesn't know enough to whether or not to trust you, whether or not you're a ghosted Facebook account or not. So start the process of selling now, listing stuff now, so that you can start getting some traction now. And then that way, as you go into Q4, you're more of a trusted seller, and you don't have to be concerned as much about the fact that, oh, they're not showing my listing as often because I just opened my Facebook account or I just started selling on Facebook Marketplace and my Facebook account is brand new and I did it 2 weeks ago. Like, that's not enough. So let's build up some momentum by creating your Facebook account now and the account you plan on selling on if you're not going to sell on your existing one. If you're going to sell on your existing one, that's fine. You have the ability to not show your listings to your family and friends. So I just wanted to add that. Go ahead, Claude.
Okay. I'll come back over here in a minute, but you can see just some of my listings. Here's one somebody, we picked up some old TV. This was all the way back 2015. Here's another one, baseball cards I sold. That was another local pickup. And I wasn't even really hardly using Facebook Marketplace back then. This was 2019. Then I started kind of getting a little more into listing, and I kind of converted this over to my other one, and I really got going last year before Q4. So anyways, here's one that I had listed. It's a Disney jigsaw puzzle for kids. You can see my keywords: Frozen Disney jigsaw puzzle, kids, puzzles, and Anna, Olaf. I was just kind of doing some keyword stuffing there. They will tell you when your listing needs to be renewed, which means every 7 days they are going to show that to you. Now, there is a few ways that I like to look. You can click the little button right there. And this is why I really like them so much. You can renew the listing. You can mark as pending. You can view the listing. You can list in more places. And this is where when you do that, all these places that you're in is going to pop up. And I can tell you what happens on the mobile app. I'm not sure if it really happens on the desktop. When you hit list more places and you're like, oh, I'm going to put it in, because you can only put it in like so many and then they'll stop you. But if you just say, okay, I'm going to put it in this one and this one, what'll happen is if you keep scrolling down, especially on the mobile app, it will make suggestions to you for local places or local uh, places that you can get into, groups, and you can just hit, join. They may ask you a couple questions, but they're always suggesting things, so you can keep building that list of places that you can, put these all these listings that you're going to have, whether it's local pickup or shipping. It doesn't really matter, but you're going to have more and more opportunity, and they're going to suggest more places for you to get into, which is good. You can edit your listing, you can delete the listing. So what I'm going to do is we're going to edit the listing. We're going to kind of dissect it here real quick. So you can see I've got a few pictures on here. Normally now, like I would take sometimes 4, 5, 6 pictures, just to kind of show the people what, every angle or just to show them there's no damage or anything like that. So, I just happen to, now I just kind of throw a few more pictures in there to. So, all right. So you can see my title up here, Frozen Disney Jigsaw Puzzle. So, and I can tell you, I've sold a lot of these. I think I got one left, but, you're going to find you have a category you can put it in. Then you're going to put the condition. And this is what I do. I just come up here, copy that, paste it in the description. And this goes back to some eBay, way back eBay training. Put that in the description. Unfortunately, you can't make that bold or anything. But I started putting it in, somebody's going to ask, how big is the puzzle? Oh, it's 9 inches long and 5.5 inches wide. I put comes with a beautiful tin, with the picture of the puzzle on the lid. Makes a great gift. Whatever you want to put, your kids, for those Frozen fanatics or fans, this is a great gift. Things like that. That you want to put in there, to kind of people think, oh, you know what? Yeah, my daughter would really like that. She's such a Frozen fan. I always put every listing. I put condition is new, shipped USPS first class. And I put, because this is what I do, that it will be shipped within 1 to 2 business days. Now, when something is sold on Facebook Marketplace, like today's the 28th, they give you till, I don't know, August 1st to send it out. They give you at least 3 business days. I don't do that. I mean, I'm usually shipping within 24 hours. My stuff is out the door. And I get a lot of good feedback because of that. Some people can't always do that, but I kind of strive for that. You got your quantity. So I got one left. So we're going to go, it's unbranded. There is no, I don't know who made this, but it is a nice little puzzle. You can put the age range. That's optional. Optional is also, you can put a character if you want. Gender, I always put, unisex. Now the SKU is maybe what you paid for it. Nobody can see it but you. I have a bin system that I pull from. So I might put, bin 3 into that SKU so I know which bin it's in. But a lot of times it's good to put, I abbreviate where I bought it, like Walmart or wherever I buy it from, and I'll put the price. So I kind of know if I need to lower my price, maybe to sell it, like my margins. I don't want to get to a point where my margins are bad. You can hide it from friends, but when you do that, here's the problem. That's why I opened up a business account, because when you hit to where you post this, your friends get to see it too. You posted in Facebook Marketplace. So if you don't want your friends to see it, you got to hit hide. But I have found when I do that, I think it kind of restricts you with the groups and stuff. So that's why I kind of got my business account. But if you don't, like I said, you can hit it, you can toggle it on and off, however you want to do it. Okay, so you're going to hit next. Location I have here. Now you can pick shipping and local pickup. You can do shipping only. You can do local pickup only. If you hit local pickup only, then everything else goes away. Except, and then you just update it and it'll update. But let's say I just put shipping only. I suggest, especially with something light like this, to use prepaid shipping labels. They do everything for you. If you come up here and you use your own, like Pirate Ship, okay, well, maybe you can, lower that price a little bit, make it look a little better. You can put, like $5, but maybe, $2 to ship, to make it look a little bit better, but you're still kind of, getting a little bit of your shipping back. Kind of depends on what you want to do, how you want to price it. I always, for light things, especially under 8 ounces or less, I use theirs. So it's going to ask you the package details. So we know that it's 8 ounces or less. So it's going to be $375 first class. And that's a prepaid label. All you got to do is print it out. So that's nice. They do ask you if you want to pay for it, which I don't see it on here, but they will ask you if you want to pay for the shipping. If not, that's up to you. How you want to price your stuff. You want to maybe give them free shipping, but maybe move your price up, or do shipping and then, lower your price. Okay, so now we're going to hit next. So you can toggle this on, and you can see they suggest a minimum of $8 that you might accept. This is something that that they can negotiate with you on, and know that you'd be open to offers below the $10. So once you do that, you can, if you see everything is good, you've checked, okay, $10. You kind of, and see, here's, and this is an older one. Like I said, they don't let you do it anymore. But you can see I put kids puzzles, Anna, Frozen, puzzle, and I got some others in there. But we're going to go ahead and update it. I don't want to boost my listing. Okay, now it's not, it says it's active, but it needs to be renewed if I want people to see it. So if you hit this, it will renew your listing for you. You can see this one I sold. This one actually sold pretty quick. Let me do this. We're gonna click on that, and you can see you got the listing is in review. Like I told you, they will review your listing to make sure everything's okay, and then from there, you'll go live. When you hit that little button, like I just clicked basically on the listing itself, and this came up. So again, you get to renew your listing. It'll tell you also over here, it's going to renew. It needs to be renewed in 1 day, 2 days. And I'm going to tell you, it's very, 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 very important that when you have a bunch of listings up, it's the easiest way is to go to the mobile app and hit your listings, and all your listings pop up, and you're going to see these 3 little lines off on, I think it's on the right hand side. And when you click that, it's going to say renew listings. and when you click it, it's going to show you all the listings that need to be renewed that pass the 7 days. Because what happens is, if you're not renewing your listing, nobody's seeing it, or it's way down in search. So my suggestion is to, every couple of days, especially if you got a lot of listings, just click that 3 little dots on your phone. This is the easiest way to do it. Click those 3 little dots. You see the renew listing, and you're going to see, boom, a bunch of lists comes up. And you're like, oh, I did not know that was already 7 days for that one. And you can hit renew, 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 renew. Just make sure you have it in your inventory, that you haven't sold it. And then after, I can't remember exactly, I think you get to do it like 6 or 7 times. And then what it does is it goes to delete and relist. So then it'll put it back live again. But you can see here, you can view the listing. You can list in more places. You can share the listing, share on a friend's profile if you want. Okay, this is a good one here. You can copy that link. All right, so it's copied to my clipboard. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here to, like I told you before, Ping Farm, which is it's a service which notifies the search engines that your blog or website has been updated. So you're going to paste it in there. So there's the URL. You're going to hit ping, and it sends it. You can do, I think, 4 or 5 a day. What I do is I take my eBay store, Amazon store, Facebook, list some of my listings, and I throw it in here every day. And I ping them every day. You can also go to Pingler. This is also free. So I'm just going to paste it in there. And you can use title keywords, like whatever that you think that might be some good keywords on there. Let's see what we're doing on Frozen. So we're going to do, just maybe Frozen. It's already in there. Frozen Kids Puzzle. I don't think they have toys, but I put it under shopping. Again, hit ping, and it does it for you. I think you can do quite a few a day of those, and that will help kind of drive that traffic back to your listing. So that's Ping Farm and Pingler. Those are 2 things that I use almost every day. Okay. And again, like when I create Pinterest, and you can use, that's another one you can use. I love using Pinterest. Seems like it drives definitely some traffic. I use Twitter. That drives traffic. And I know it does because I use it on eBay, and I can watch the views go up. So I know it has some effect on my listings. So I don't know. To me, I think, and I know Nicole will agree with this one, is that using the social media is so Pinterest, using Pinterest is, it is amazing how many people use Pinterest to find things. So let's look here. You can do boost listing if you want to pay. Here's some more things. Everything's at your fingertips with this. And like I said, you can hit this. I don't have any shipping orders. Your sales. Now this is a new one. The promotions kind of just started. They started doing this recently, but you can create your own promotion. Name it whatever. I just put promo 2, and then you can pick. Like I picked 5% off one listing, 10% off one listing. You can do a cash amount off your listings, and you can pick the listings whatever you want. So if you have some slow moving items, you can go here and hit create. And you can do the promo name, whatever type, let's say that. You can do, let's say 10%. Hit your end and start date. Today is the 28th. So let's say you want to finish it at 12 a.m. on July 30th. You can hit apply all listings, but I wouldn't do that. Just pick the ones that you want. So you just kind of click on there and you created your listing. Just click that and you create the listing. You have to put the promo name up here. So just put promo, click that, and then it turns blue and you create your listing. These are tools that they're giving you that is things that other platforms are not giving you, in the way of this is so easy to do. The listing is so easy. It's nothing, on eBay you have to have specifics about this, and this, and and you have to, when you go through it, you have to, put, well, let's see, it's manufactured this year, it's who manufactures it, and that all helps you with your, getting more eyeballs and more sales. Well, this is really simplified, and that's what I like about it. You have alerts down there, you have submitted offers, saved. Some of that's like what you saved. I think I have over 20 people that are following my store. Because what happens is when you start to get a lot of listings, you get a lot of sales and stuff, people will, if they like what you're listing and you list, like I pretty much list almost every day on Facebook Marketplace. I list something. So what happens is people will start following you to see what you are, what you're selling next. So I have a wide variety of items. I don't really narrow it down to one or two things. So there's a wide variety of people who are, following me, and that's grown slowly over time, of people following me and looking at what I'm selling. So again, you're going to have people that may message you. So you may have to answer some questions. One of the biggest things I can tell you, and Nicole will echo this, is that customer service. I do like kind of things where I have a page where I just copy it, and then I paste it in. Like when I know something's been delivered, I will paste it real quick into this. Let's see. Let's go over here to the listings. Okay, so like this one's been sold, but you can actually talk to this, the person that had bought it. You could message them, and I say, hey, thanks for buying the product. Looking forward to your feedback. And I do that over on especially on eBay too, because I think everything kind of helps your sales get a boost. But me personally, I know that listing on Facebook Marketplace, just like on eBay, I think gets you more traction. Renewing your listings gets you more traction, and getting in those groups definitely gets you more traction. So you have to, I do a routine every day of, okay, ping learn, ping farm. This is what I'm going to put in there. I got to go check my renew, see if I got any postings that need to be renewed. And I can do this in, very, very short amount of time. And I list Facebook Marketplace almost exclusively through my phone. because it's the mobile app is so easy. And once you kind of learn the mobile app, you can just snap some pictures, put in a title, put in your description. You can save it. What I do sometimes, like I'll save it as a draft. If I think the description is going to be long, where I got to copy and paste from somewhere else, then I'll go back to the desktop and I'll find, my drafts, and I'll finish it there real quick. But I always start with the mobile app, and there's one item that I sell, different varieties of it, but I can have the pictures and everything listed. I can do one listing probably within maybe 2 minutes, something like that.
Nice.
But I've done it over and over and over. So like Nicole said, don't wait to start this because Q4 is approaching. Like her, I start my Q4 for the next year on December 26th.
Yeah.
And I already start looking for items that I am going to be putting away for next year.
Yep.
Because we always teach, hey, guess what? When back to school ends, they're going to be putting stuff on clearance.
Yep.
So we need to think about the next year. What's going to be selling on Facebook Marketplace next year around July?
Yep.
So go ahead.
No, that was it. I think this was great information. So this is what I would say to everybody who is in this session. Like, definitely make sure that you go back and rewatch this if you have the opportunity. If you haven't grabbed the All Access Pass, then definitely grab the All Access Pass. That gives you, I forget that I'm sitting where I'm sitting, but anyway, grab the All Access Pass so that way, that gives you the opportunity to listen to this recording over and over again, watch how he created the listing. And that way you can go step by step and know what the fields are, know what you need to do. As far as the seller is concerned, to, get going with the selling on Facebook Marketplace. If you grab the All Access Pass, and then there should be a link somewhere on this page, then what you'll be able to do is you'll be able to have the recording, but you'll also gain his list of wholesale suppliers that are outside of China. So if you want to do drop shipping, this is your window. This is your opportunity to do some drop shipping. If there are those of you that have inventory that's specific, then you can go ahead and learn how to create those listings now. And if not, again, if you're doing print on demand, again, this Facebook Marketplace is so simple to list on. It's pretty straightforward. He just walked through in great detail what you need to do. So this is a blessing to you and your business if you implement it. So figure out what you're going to be doing for your Q4 strategy and figure out how you can incorporate Facebook Marketplace into that strategy. So I hope this was helpful. Claude, you did an amazing job. Grab the All Access Pass. The button is on this page. And then that way you can watch this over and over again. So if you took some notes today, and let's say you want to go back and you want to watch it again in September, or you want to watch it again in October, maybe you've already been selling on Facebook Marketplace, but you want to ramp it up, then you can go back and watch his steps to make sure that you're ready. So with that being said, we are going to wrap this up. I hope that this session was helpful to you and your business, and grab the All Access Pass so you can get a list of wholesale suppliers outside of China so you can, work it out this Q4, make that money. Thanks, Claude. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
We'll talk to you later, guys.